Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Monday the 18th of July 2022. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Let's jump into it. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 closed up 1.2% to 6,687 points, following the strong lead from Wall Street over the weekend. The past couple of sessions have pretty much made up all the losses of earlier in July. There were some big moves today. The iron ore miners did well. BHP and Rio Tinto closed up 2%, while Fortescue Metals was 3% higher. Macquarie Group jumped 3.1%, while National Australia Bank led the big 4 banks, rising 1.6%. The energy companies, Woodside and Santos, both did well, while South32 and James Hardie finished up 2%. WiseTech Global rose 6% after its big rise on Friday. Of the top 200, Tyro Payments did best, up 10%. Fund manager Pendal regained the lost ground of last week, jumping nearly 9%, while Tracking Group Life36 and Lithium Group Liontown Resources rose more than 7%. Appen was the worst performer, down 3.5% today. Story number 2, ANZ wants to buy Suncorp's banking business for just under $5 billion and has pledged to keep all branches open for a minimum of 3 years and keep the headquarters in Brisbane. The deal adds size to ANZ, including $47 billion in home loans, $45 billion in deposits and $11 billion in commercial loans. A combined ANZ and Suncorp leapfrogs National Australia Bank in household lending and deposits, though is still well behind Commonwealth Bank and Westpac. It still has to get through regulatory and government approvals. Story number 3, few companies have had as significant a turnaround in the past couple of years as Whitehaven Coal. Today, its share price hit a record high, up 5%. A couple of years ago, it was loaded down with debt in an unwanted industry. Then an energy crisis hits, and then Russia invades Ukraine, and Whitehaven and other coal companies are the toast of the town. The New South Wales-based company today said earnings would be higher due to the surging coal price, which remains close to record levels. The company expects to report pre-tax earnings of $3 billion for the last financial year, compared to $200 million the year before. Its share price is up 180% over the past year and is one of the best performers of the top 200 over that period. The company now has a market capitalisation of $5.7 billion. Good on Whitehaven. Story number 4, EML Payments has confirmed that 2 companies have been talking to it about a potential buyout. The group held discussions with 2 parties last month, though those talks have fallen through. Clearly, buyers are sniffing around, and EML's share price jumped nearly 6% today. This is the payment systems company which ran foul of regulators after buying an Irish business. Last week, its long-term CEO stepped down, and its share price is off around 70% this year alone. And finally, story number 5, New Zealand's inflation rate hit 7.3% for the June quarter, the highest in 23 years. It was above analysts' expectations and followed a similar increase in the March quarter. The Reserve Bank of New Zealand has been aggressively lifting interest rates since October last year, and the cash rate is currently 2.5% compared to Australia's 1.35%. The salient lesson for Australia is that it takes quite a few rate rises to control inflation. That's it for the afternoon report for Monday the 18th of July 2022. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Twitter and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. The top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.